Welcome back to the channel. My name's Lisa. I'm a designer and creator of costumes. I'm also a walkabout entertainer, so a lot of the costumes that I create here are for my work. And today I will be taking you through the steps that I took to create my jellyfish costume. So I hope that you'll stick around. Welcome if you're new. So far I've added the lights in and I've gone up and down and I've sewn them all in and sewn them all in. And we've come to the end and I've still got loads and loads of lights left. So my idea is I'm going to cover the lights up with like a mesh fabric so that they don't get pulled or any of the thread gets pulled or anything. And obviously you'll still see the lights through that. And to give it a nicer finish, because it's going to be adorned with all kinds of bedazzlement. But along the bottom, with the excess lights, I'm going to use some of this trim. And I'm going to put the trim along the bottom of here and attach it. And it should have like a lit up wavy effect. So I think that'll look really nice. It is coming together now. So I've got all the lights spaced out nicely on both sides of the corset. I like this flickering setting, it's quite pretty. So here's the trim that I've got to go along the bottom. Hold it up to the camera, it's quite iridescent, it's very pretty. It's very, very seaweedy looking. So it's all going to have lights, so the excess lights are all going to go, probably do them zigzag. And then I will, over the top of the corset, I'm going to use this other iridescent fabric I've got as well. See, it's all shimmery. I think when I put it onto the corset, I'm going to gather it up a little bit as well, just to make it look a bit more like waves. So like I mentioned before, I am a walkabout entertainer and I work with my friend Tony, and our circus troupe is called Cirque de Blur, and these particular costumes that I'm creating in this video are going to be for an event that we've been really lucky to be a part of for about 5 years now. This will be the 5th year this year. It's called Illuminate the Gardens and it's all bonfire weekend and it's just amazing. It's just a beautiful event. It's just full of light installations and artist displays, big fireworks displays. Obviously we do the fire shows there as well, and we've been really lucky to be a part of it, so we want to make these costumes really special for that event because it's something that's really close to our hearts. Every year we create a UV realm, and this is what we created last year with some of our props, and it makes for a really nice area to have photographs. Just made a start hand sewing the lights onto the trim. You can see I've just done going zigzag, just tacking it in place by hand. I'm going to do the whole thing. Hand sewing all the lights into this project's probably been the longest task I've had to do. Maybe you can see my cat, she's just here. Hello, I love you. So I think these lights that I used are 3 meters long, so they're quite long. What I've had to do is I set them on all like zigzaggy onto the, I don't know if you can see I'm here, onto this trim, and then I've had to go back round and circle back round because I still had, when I got to the end of the trim, I still had loads left. But I think that'll look really good because it'll space all the lights out and it'll be very twinkly on the bottom. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. I'm hoping as well that this part will function nicely in hiding the waistband of the puff skirt, which I've not quite worked out how I'm going to make the puff skirt, but I'm guessing it's going to have like a big bit of elastic. I've got some really thick elastics. I think it's going to be quite heavy, and I obviously don't want it to fall off. And I think I probably could have machine sewn these lights on and done the zigzag over it, but I do like hand sewing. I know it adds a lot of work on, but I do actually like hand sewing. I think it can be a little bit more accurate. This is it with the lights on. just pin the trim on to the bottom of the corset. And I've just realised I'm going to have to hand sew this as well because it's so thick. Like, it's so thick it's going to break a needle, I think. So yeah, I'm going to hand sew all that on. And then I'm going to cover the lights on the bodice with the iridescent fabric. And I'm just going to see how this looks because I might have to put like some kind of a trim along the bottom just to make it look a bit neater. So I did end up braving it under the sewing machine and I did actually break a needle, so I stopped and I just carried on with the glue gun. Here's how it's looking this morning. The frill's looking lovely, it's all attached now. And I stuck some pretty little jewels on. These are just what I had. And I've bought some more from Amazon, so I've just bought these ones. How pretty. So these have got holes I can actually sew them on, which might make them a little bit stronger, might hold them on better. Yeah, basically I want to cover all of the bodice in lots of gems. And I've just got this really nice trim as well. It's blue. It's really pretty. So I've just pinned a little bit around the edges just to see what it looks like. Zoom back out a little bit. Yeah, so here we are. Oh my god, it just keeps on getting prettier. Look at it now that I've got the trim on. It's so pretty. Zoom right out. Oh, I'm so excited. So this is the completed bodice with all the embellishments on. And all the lights are in working order. I was starting to get really excited about it by this point and I just couldn't wait to wear it out. So me and my friend had a gig coming up and we decided to wear them on our LED gig that we had. Yep, something terrible went wrong though. See if you can spot in this clip. So basically, disaster struck. I wore my corset on a gig that me and my friend were both doing, and the bloody lights have broken. So I've had to take them out. Well, I can't take the lights out because it's underneath the fabric, but I've just had to cut the old battery pack out, and I've got another set of lights here. But because it's all sewn together now, I'm just going to have to basically try and glue it in the little gaps in the fabric. So yeah, see how that goes. But the lights look a slightly different colour as well to these ones. You can't really see it on the camera, but here's Spot, she's having an investigation. What are you doing? And these lights as well are starting to flicker a little bit as well, like I don't know, like there's a loose wire or something. So yeah, I was a little bit gutted about that, slight setback, but that serves me right for wearing it before I've even finished the whole outfit. See these little, it's like little gaps in all the fabric. I'm just going to have to push them in best I can. I'm going to have to unpick the wires out of the trim on the bottom as well and re-sew the rest of this one in. Oh, but it's just a bit of a pain in the bum, isn't it? It's just added loads of time on. So I just got straight on with the tedious job of unpicking all the old lights and putting the new ones in. It probably added about 3 hours onto it. But I just thought we'd just get it done, get it out of the way, and then we could just crack on with the rest of the outfit. Yeah, this is the start of the jellyfish hats that I've been making. So if you can see, they are made from top hats, and I've added a frill round, and I've just made these wire supports for the lights. If you can see, I've twisted lights around the frame, and what I'm going to do is put a white layer over the top of them and then cover them with some iridescent fabric, so they should hopefully look like jellyfish. I might add some more of this trim on as well to make them really fluffy. And then the battery packs for the lights are going to go inside the hat. I'm going to make like a little pocket in the top of the hat so that they're not unbalanced, as I didn't want to put the battery pack on the sides of them or anything because I thought it might make it a bit uneven, might make them sit funny. So these are the hats finished. Don't they look pretty? I'm so happy with them. Woo! So I'll just show you this one is a little bit closer up.
I did actually end up putting some extra frill on them. They look really nice. I'm just going to add some of this trim that I've found as well. This is the trim that I've found, some lace trim, and I'm going to have like a little tendrils coming down from the base. I'll just show you on this one. Let's flip it this side around. On the inside of the hat I used like a batting fabric, so it was nice and soft, because obviously I stuck a lot of things on it. I didn't want it to be uncomfortable. And you can see inside there's a pocket for the battery pack. And are you ready? Switch it on. I'm going to find the button. And there it is lit up. Oh, you can't really see it too much on here. And there we go. Doesn't it look pretty? Ta-da! So yeah, I think it's going to look really, really good when I put the tendrils on them. And they're pretty much finished now. Yeah, they didn't take too much making, to be honest.
Just a quick side quest. My dad popped round and asked him to put my new pegboard up for me, because I've been really wanting one for a while. Obviously I helped making the cups of tea, and then it was straight back to it. So these are the two strips of fabric that I've cut for my skirt. The first one is going to be the inside of the jellyfish skirt, because I'm going to make it like a puff skirt. So this one wants to be quite fitted, and I've sewn like a channel for the elastic on the inside. And then this one over here, I've done the same, but I've cut it wider. It's about 10-inch wider and about 30-inch longer than this one, because the idea is I'm going to gather it all up when I sew them together, so it makes it really poofy. And as you can see, there's two layers here. So I've got the iridescent on the top, and then that's the bedding sheet underneath that I've used. This is the side that's going to have the lights in it. So I'm just going to put all the lights in this and put that back over the top, and then sew to this. We'll see how it goes. I've just pinned the lights onto the second layer just really quickly. I'm just going to tack them in place. Of course I had to spend a bit of time admiring my lights in the mirror to make sure they were all nicely evenly spaced. Yes, this took a while. I was really undecided at this point whether I actually liked the shape of the skirt. It felt a little bit flat, wasn't really poofy enough. So I just had a little think on it while I carried on with the rest of the skirt. So at this point I was happy with the lights that were in it, and how spaced out they were, so I thought I'd just get on with doing the elastic. The tool that I was just using then is called a bodkin, and what you use that to do is you basically add it to the elastic and you use it to feed it through the channel that you've made for your waistband, and then you just have to pin the elastic before it goes all the way into the channel, and then you gather the rest of the fabric up like I'm doing here, and you pull the elastic through with the bodkin stick, and then obviously you secure the other end. So this is a skirt with the elastic in it, and the lights are all on. Oh, it's looking lovely. So now all I need to do is I need to flip it over, and I've already stitched in the elastic, so it's already attached to the skirt. I just need to go inside and fasten these two bits together, and then the outer side, the outer layer, I'm probably going to hand sew together because it's quite sheer fabric. And all I need to do after that is make some little pouches for the battery packs to go in. So this will be the back, so they'll have some little pouches so they can sit neatly. And I'm going to add some tendrils. So here's how the skirt's turned out. La la la. Yep, I think it's definitely poofy enough. You can see I've kind of like bunched it up a little bit, and I've put some of these little diamantes in it to make it like really cloudy and poofy. And all I need to do now is add some tendrils. Can you see the vision? I think that'll look really cool, won't it?
you have it. I think that's everything. I think we are ready for the reveal.